it has been a whirlwind 24 hours loaded with fiery rhetoric, heated exchanges, and passionate debate, all sparked by one man's degenerating words that triggered hurt far beyond the campus of Rutgers University.
That's some rough girls from Rutgers, man. They got tattoos and
some hardcore hoes.
That's some nappy-headed hoes there, I'm going to tell you that.
You call these people nappy-headed hoes, but you wasn't talking racial when you said nappy. If you realize that something must be done, why would you then feel that we are out of order to ask that you step aside?
I didn't say that.
Oh, you don't think we're out of order?
No, sir.
So you've come to sign your resignation today?
No, I'm not signing anything.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying you have the right.
Do you want to determine what ought to happen, even though you were the one that did the wrong?
I didn't say that either.
Okay.
I say you have the right to say and do whatever you want to do. What I want you to do, and everybody else, everybody who's calling me a racist, everybody who's calling me a bigot, everybody who says I don't know anything about him. So I've heard people say I don't know what's in his heart. And I don't know, I've never listened to his show, but I want him fired. That's an ill-informed decision.
You see this young lady?
Yes, sir.
This young lady just graduated AMDA, went to Temple. She is not a nappy-headed hoe. She's my daughter.
Understand
and
that.
when I heard what you said, I got to defend my daughter. This is not about whether you're a good man. It's about how you devalue, how my daughters and the daughters of a lot of people listening are going to be looked at in this world.
Is what was my intent. Am I some rabid, racist, vicious person who's on a rampage screaming and got on the radio and turned on the microphone and said, here's what I think these women are? That's not what I did.
If you don't think your resignation is in order, what do you think the price should be that you pay? Not that I would agree with it, but I'm just curious. What do you think?
I haven't thought about that.
I know.
Over the last several months, we've had many public figures make racist comments, such as Mel Gibson, such as Michael Richards. We allow them to apologize, forgive them, and they move on. In this case, there can be no moving on. There can be no accepting of Don Imus' apology, so we're demanding that he be fired and taken off the airwaves.
They represented Rutgers in an exemplary fashion, of which we are extraordinarily proud. And then he says that. Why?
I don't know the man. I've never done his show. I don't know what's in his heart. I don't know what's in his mind, but I do know the words that came out of his mouth. And the words that came out of his mouth were hateful, incendiary, and ignorant. If this is the best he can do to insult young women like this, these are 17, 18, 19-year-old women who, some of them are 4.0 students. They made it to the Final Four, to the national championship game. The best he can do is insult them like this.
If you say something that is racist, there's no humor in that, because people were humiliated, people were denigrated, people were hurt, people's achievements were lowered. These are individuals. If it was my daughter, he's lucky I wouldn't go to New York and punch him in his head.
It's been a hot 24 hours. Now, we also got your feedback at home, and here's some of your email responses to us on the Imus matter. Norma writes in to say, I think he should be fired, and the young ladies and their parents, as well as the black community, should bring pressure until he is fired. Mitchell says, as far as the 2-week suspension, that's truly a joke. As far as I'm concerned, the station does not have to suspend or fire him. Al writes in, he says, it's pretty disturbing how the news is making a spectacle out of Don Imus. Black rappers get away with more than too many N-words and B's and hoes on albums that should be allowed, and no one is trying to fire them. Irene responds, the only thing Imus is sorry for is that he got caught. His apology should have included his resignation. And we heard from Helen, who writes in to say it is difficult to realize that in 2007, there are still so many who harbor such racist views. It makes me sick to my stomach.